Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. I be Thomas here, DM for this here adventure. And around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Halcón,
Maximus Shuns,
Ataraxia Kalian,
and Buster Bilgewater.
a bunch of scallywags we have in our adventuring crew as they are on the Silvery Barbs is what it be called. The Silvery Barbs coming to Tidewater Rock to gauge the defenses and to gain information. But as Ignis and Max have flown in under the cover of night, after having climbed successfully the cliffside near Tidewater Rock, Ignis has found for herself in the quarters of the lady of the house themselves. Now, we join us this week coming to Ataraxia and Buster. So, Ataraxia, Buster, if I recall, you were on the cliffside still, hiding amongst the foliage behind some shrubbery, if you will, while you look at Tidewater Rock just 100 feet away or so. Correct?
Yep, just chilling.
Chilling. What is going on during this? It's been about 20 minutes since this Max and Ignis have left. So what's been going on for these 20 minutes here?
Yeah, at one point, I just kind of turned over towards Buster. I'm like, hey, man, you went through some really heavy stuff over the past couple days with, like being possessed by a strange, unnatural force and whatnot. Are you doing okay?
I mean, I think so. I think I'm doing fair to Midland, not great, could be worse.
Could be worse, could still be possessed by an evil heart.
Yeah, I mean, I would still love to get my hands on her again, but I know that that's not good.
And it's also not going to happen, so, yeah.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. And Buster's lying. It's impossible for him to think it's not going to happen again. That just, you know what I mean?
So Buster, go ahead and roll a deception with disadvantage then.
I don't even think he's trying to deceive him. I think he just has to, he has to agree with the captain, but I don't think any bone in his body is trying to, fake it. You know what I mean?
Fair. Yeah, so very clearly this regret / this emotion that Ataraxia, not being able to feel emotion, but noticing something. That's a weird thing with Ataraxia, not being able to feel other than bliss. He's able to pick out intellectually what other people are feeling over his lifespan. Would you agree with that, Ned?
Yeah, in fact, might we be able to say that there is a certain degree of insight maybe that Ataraxia can glean from how Buster is acting?
Absolutely.
I think also partly to definitely on its face this is a deflection, but I don't think it's an insincere deflection. But Buster will say, I know we're gonna get my my heart hangover figured out, but the honestly, Ataraxia, just between the two of us, not to absolutely no disrespect to the seat of the captain, but I do wonder if the position that you've been placed in is unfair for one as young as you are.
I mean, I think it absolutely is. I do a lot of heavy stuff, but fate chose me, so I'm here to do it.
Yeah, right. And I was talking to the lieutenant about this before we took off, after the whole incident. I just think it's worth reminding ourselves that we can blame whatever we want for the impetus for what we choose to do, but we're all responsible for our actions. We're three capable adults that have put you in the position of having to make final calls on life and death situations, and we can say that it's fate's fault all we want. At the end of the day, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Hey man, I can't be bothered.
I know you can't, but it's not for you that I apologize.
What is, real quick, passive perceptions again? ridiculously high, right? Max is the highest, I know, but 18.
18.
Me and the captains are the same, I believe, 18.
Mine's 13. Investigation's my jam.
While this conversation's going on, Ataraxia, you hear coming from Tidewater Rock, you hear some, like, noises in the foliage, like somebody is walking towards your current location. Not like raising an alarm, but it's only because of your fey-like ears that you're able to pick up on it. Just being in nature here, it kind of like lends itself to being extra aware of your surroundings, and you can tell that there's just a few people walking towards this area while you're having this conversation.
Okay. I will just put out a hand towards Buster and gesture in the direction of the noises that I'm hearing, and I'll just go like, all fours.
Oh, and Buster's ears will go like, kind of like spreading out to like try and hear anything that's coming, and he'll get low.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have you roll stealth checks then, if from both of you.
Oh boy. With advantage because we look like regular animals in the undergrowth.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I didn't consider that.
Yeah, we've just rabbit ears and ram's horns. Just that's all they can see.
Are we obscured at all from their vision? I mean, if we're obscured, they would at least have disadvantage if we have cover.
Oh man. Let's have you just roll stealth normally, not with advantage right now.
Of course.
And then I'll keep that in mind as we keep moving forward here.
I rolled a 9.
A 9 total.
I also rolled. Oh no, wait! I got an 11.
An 11. Okay, sounds good.
A little bit better.
This is a distance away. Again, the tower is 100 feet to the northwest of your current location. You're by the cliffside here. You hear the waves sort of like crashing into surrounding you, sort of like echoing up and around the island in general. But you can hear, Buster, you cannot because of how far you are, but Ataraxia you can hear, and you kind of whisper a little bit, even with magic through message, can share this information with Buster. You hear, the perimeter is secure, as we do every night. It's something we go through. Reginald, we go through it every single evening to ensure that things are on the up and up.
Yes, at 10 p.m. we walk from this location to this location, and at 10:15 p.m. we walk from that location to this location.
So the only window of time that someone could get...
Then we take our tea break. No, and then you hear a responding voice. Of course, Sergeant, sir. Apologies, Sir Royster. I'm your guy. I'm your man, of course.
I look at Ataraxia and just kind of lip this. I go like, our names.
Royster. It's like I cast message to Buster, and I'm like, is it Sir Oyster or Sir Royster?
Oh,
Royster.
Sir Oyster makes way more sense.
Sir Oyster makes so much more sense because we're on the ocean.
Well, and why would you put two R's right next to each other?
Exactly.
Why are you doing that?
Was our crop turning out well over here? I mean, yes, of course, sir. I don't take care of the crop though. I know, son. I apologize. And they're coming very close to you. In fact, I'm going to have them.
As soon as they say crop, I'd like to do an investigation around us to see what they're talking about.
Well, you are by. Last time we had talked, it was a field that could be used or had started to be used as a type of like farming.
So we're 30 feet up from the water level, and we're not like we're not on the edge of a cliffside. We're in a field.
You're near a cliffside though, but they've just built the field right next to the cliffside for some reason. If you recall from previous episodes, Josh, this land seemed fairly fertile for foliage or some sort of like a crop to be grown. So yeah, this field, yeah.
I guess in my head, I thought that the fertile land was more from the east, and we're kind of on the south, right underneath the tower.
Correct.
So I didn't think. Okay, so we can hear them, but we're not. Are we surrounded by the crops? Like, how much? I guess what I always thought we were on an outcropping from the cliffside. I guess in my head canon.
Yeah, you were in a near a fertile field that had like been either plowed or starting to be plowed, and there was a small like a tool shed out here.
Oh, okay.
And that was next to the field, but this was right next to where you climbed up. I imagine you found cover somewhere.
Yeah.
Like in the wild grass or wild weeds.
Something that helped me imagine, at least what I thought Thomas was saying, is if you know those like hillsides in Asia where like it's almost like a sheer drop, but then it's a random level field of like rice, and then it's a sheer drop.
Okay.
That's how I envisioned what Thomas was trying to give us.
So since I have some familiarity with crop management, could I make certain that wherever we're hiding isn't going to be a well-treaded area where someone is likely to stumble into us?
Yeah, let's go and have you roll
an investigation.
That's sick.
Yeah, let's do investigation because it feeds into your background. I was gonna say survival, but that doesn't really feed into your background. So investigation should be good.
18.
18. Yeah. So you're able to kind of gauge and know that let's get off the beaten path a little bit here, even if there is some sort of like investigation or people walking by. We're not going to be prominent or even be where people walk unless they specifically go out of the way, right? Okay. And so that is the setup of you talking to each other about Sir Royster between the two of you and this individual. And as they're talking about the crop, they come up here to the cliffside and kind of look over the field. Sir Royster, he's you can actually see him from where you currently are at. I apologize, listeners, if this is different, but I thought it was a mooned night. So we had the moon in the sky where you could see the surrounding areas. It wasn't a dark night, right? And you can see faintly through the grass that you're hiding or the weeds, this man with a handlebar mustache, a black handlebar mustache, very prominent, very big, and a balding individual where he's got like a widow's peak on his head, where his hair is completely slicked back, the remaining hair that he's got, and his outfit is immaculately like shined, polished, and gleaming in the moonlight. He is joined by a scraggly fellow where the sword is in its scabbard, but the boots are muddy. They've not been polished. And he's got sort of like unkept, messed up hair, and that seems to be Reginald, the individual. So Royster continues to speak for a few minutes about the crop, about the while the two of you just remain hidden in the bush. Do you wish to keep listening in until you hear anything additional to the conversation or anything you'd like to act on at this time, as he doesn't appear to have seen you?
Well, I mean, if we try and move now, I feel like that's a bad idea.
I would like to listen in to hear anything I can glean from what they use these crops for. I mean, I guess in the diabolical side of Buster's mind, if these crops are like a main source of sustenance for the people of this fortification, ruining it would be a great way to make their lives a lot harder if we were going to take over.
Sure. As you keep listening in, Sir Royster, you catch a mid-sentence. Essential to the to our livelihood here at Tidewater Rock.
Excellent.
Since, as you recall, or as you've been told, since Sir Harrigan cut off the remainder of the lady's supply chains, the rest of her force, we have to subsist and live on everything that we have. This crop here in particular is... Sorry, I feel goofy even saying it.
It's so essential. We can't get along without this crop.
Reginald being like, I know this is the experimental field of the very
We get the anime backstory of the whole like background of like why the crop matters and the importance of it.
right. Yes, we are mixing a beet and a carrot together here in this field, and we will be able to distribute it amongst
They're making barrettes.
The aisles. The barrettes.
Barrettes.
It's a beret.
Thank you very much.
And so, the lady is, well, regardless, it's 10:15 now. It's time for us to keep moving forward. And, to the next.
We'll be back at 11 o'clock.
I will continue to espouse about other details of our society in that area over there. Okay.
And just a normal patrol. There seems to be a veteran who seems to be taking a new hireling under his wing and showing him the ropes. I'm going to roll with disadvantage here a perception check as they walk by you. They're not walking near you, but they are walking past your direction to go in the easterly portion of their patrol.
I do want to lock eyes with Ataraxia when the name Harrigan is said to just make sure he caught that as well.
Yep, definitely giving a nod.
Okay. They pass on without stopping, with disrupting their walk or their conversation, and you wait a few minutes more for them to go out of earshot, and you're left seemingly to yourself.
If we were braver adventurers, we would have taken them out and used their gear as disguises.
If only.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
No, listen, we're the two spellcasters. There's no way that we are managing to get in.
No, and there's no way that that both of them have the leg shapes that we have for their armor.
Yeah,
That's very true. It'd just be the top half.
A satyr and a rabbit just come walking in. Yep, we're the guard.
Oh, I'm Sir Royster here with your massive ears.
I have my ears wrapped around to make a mustache in front of my face.
handlebar mustache.
Anyhow,
So, Harrigan has been messing stuff up all over the place, sounds like.
he wants to break Tidewater Rock before we do.
You think he's coming here?
I think if there's glory to be had, and these people have been managed to hold out against him, I mean, he's already apparently made moves against the lady of Tidewater Rock. So, I mean, maybe he's just trying to make their lives harder, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has plans for it at some point.
Man, yeah, if the lieutenant and Max do happen to, like, kidnap Lady Smythee, being able to talk to her about what's going on with Harrigan could be really helpful.
Now, there is the option of destroying their crop.
Mm-hmm.
And just ruining this as a fortification.
Are you interested in, like, at least trying one of these barretts?
Well,
Sorry, was that an insensitive thing to ask? Because you're
no,
gone and all that?
No. I love a good vegetable, but no. Why would we try them?
because it sounds weird and cool.
Okay.
While this conversation's
Focus
happening, let's cut to Ignis and Max. Ignis and Max, we cut to you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Roll20 here says that Ignis is still in the room with Lady Smythee, but I think that's wrong, right?
Technically, I jumped back.
Yes.
For reasons, but I jumped back.
That's right.
For reasons.
And Max, you were like,
What are you doing?
She's not here. Oh, wait, she's here.
Wait, she's here. Yeah, what are you doing? That's really what it was.
But you grabbed something, correct?
No. The flavor was just that she had been pulled back because the difference in what she and her Echo were doing had
was too great.
expired.
It was too vast, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ignis, coming back to herself in front, kneeling down in front of the door with her eye at the keyhole, will whisper back to Max, "All right, I have a way in. She's asleep in the bed. I've confirmed that it's her. What do you want to do? I'm seeing this big window over here. I say we just go in, tie her up, knock her out, take her out the window."
Like, toss her out the window?
And Ignis will put her arms up and kind of go side to side. I don't know.
Thomas, you can tell us, does the way the window is facing, is that down into the area we came from?
That's a good question.
You're talking about the window south of of the table that you're currently
The big window in the room,
right?
the single big window in the room.
In the bedroom.
Yes.
No.
Not in the bedroom.
Not in
Not in the bedroom.
Okay.
The one in the room that
I'll
we're
call
currently
it for
in.
what it is. The feast hall.
Yeah.
The feast hall.
The feast hall. Yes, it has a large window on the south side. It's really it's the window you saw from the outside of Tidewater Rock. It's really one of the only large windows for sure. It's looking southward, basically where Ataraxia and Buster could probably see you if they were looking, if there was some sort of like signal to be given, because you saw it before you took off to go into Tidewater Rock.
So if we again, just to give me the visual, if literally we just hopped out of that window and featherfalled, which we don't have, but if we featherfalled, what are we landing on?
You're landing, it's a good question. You are landing essentially at the bottom of Tidewater Rock. You can go over there. You can take a look down.
We'll go look at the window.
And there is there are steps leading from essentially winding steps leading from the cove, like the lagoon area, the kind of wind upwards in a counterclockwise until the final few steps are directly below the window, leading into Tidewater Rock itself. So you'd fall near that rocky area right by those steps. It's not completely rocky, but it starts to lead down into more volcanic rock at the bottom.
And from that area, how close is that area to, again, the farmland that we came from?
It's about 100. I mean, this is all 100 within 100 feet, right? They're only 100 feet away from Tidewater Rock itself.
Are there any bars or locks on the window currently?
Let me double check.
And Jacob, do you have any rope in your inventory?
I do. I have.
So the window actually does have sturdy oak shutters that can be barred from the inside. So if you take the bar off and open it, that's how you're able to look down into the window, and it's just open. There's no grates on it. There's no I can't get through it. It's just completely open, hence why it has to be barred at night. But yeah, there's a nice cool ocean breeze blowing into the feast hall currently as the window is slightly ajar.
Well, I have about 30 foot of rope because we couldn't climb it out on the cliffs. What if I use it to tie her up? We attach your rope here, and we'll slide halfway down the rope as far as we can, and then just jump from there and haul off toward where our compatriots are.
So are we, just to get a clear image of this, are we tying her to the end and then shimmying down? Are we just saying, goodbye? And we follow her with the rope? How is she getting down if she's tied up?
I believe Jacob is asking, are we going to kill her by dropping her out of the window?
Are we going to
keep her alive?
We're going to toss her.
Mechanics-wise, we probably wouldn't kill her. No, I'm thinking just throw her over your shoulder, and then you slide down the rope. What's a little rope burn on your hands?
I mean, I'm willing. I know we're not very strong people.
If we kill her, we kill her. If she dies, she dies.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that's probably over a 50% chance that's happening.
Well, let's find a place to tie off this rope, and then we'll jump in there. I can try and find another echo in there, and let's go in and get her. I can unlock it from the inside.
What do you mean by find another echo? I'm so confused by that.
Is this the conversation you want to have right now? Why don't we just focus on where we're going?
Then why throw
There's
it
people
out?
upstairs and there's people downstairs. We could just find the rope.
It felt like a
I need both
natural,
of you to roll a d6, please.
it was like a natural segue to exposition.
Not when there's people outside.
Then why mention it?
A 6.
Okay.
All right. 4.
4. Okay, sounds good. So there is a benefit to you. All right, because you rolled a 6. All right, sounds good.
So while Max is finding a place to attach his end of the rope, Ignis will go back to the door and peek through and see if she can find another echo in that moonlight that was coming through.
Yeah, the moonlight is it's interesting. It's getting cloudy, and the moonlight is kind of like sparse as the clouds move across the moon. But you are able to see one, and one of them has this faint. Did we say golden line? The fate strings are golden.
Normally it's golden, but it was silver.
That's right. This time it was silver, the silvery moon. This one is fairly, it's like not a straight line. It's kind of like this wisp blowing in the breeze, but you feel that you can latch onto it and pull it towards you.
And so as Ignis, using her Manifest Echo abilities, will switch places back into the room, and as quietly as her training allows her to, will sneak closer to the door that she was just at and check out the lock mechanism, make sure there's nothing like bells on the door or something that would alert our sleeping hostage to our presence.
Well, your passive investigation is so high. You know that this is a fairly secure door. It's very like large, thick, wooden to hold against any barricading like forces to where people could hold up in here. But it does not appear to be trapped currently.
Perfect.
And you feel fairly confident with that, and that you are able to unlock the door from the inside here.
Perfect. And as soon as the door creeps open, she's the same thing that happened last time. She's re-shunted back to where her echo was. So her echo is still there this time, but they've switched places. So now Ignis is outside of the door because the timelines have shifted too far apart. But her echo is still in the room.
And I'd like you to roll a stealth with advantage. This is the advantage that you gained rolling that 6. And just roll stealth here just to ensure Lady Smythee is cooperative in her beauty rest.
So glad that was advantage.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you have the forced 9 if you need it.
That's good. I rolled a 12, so it's a 15, but my first one was a 1.
Destiny almost working against you. Fate almost working against you. The silvery after image of you almost causing a disturbance. You hush through sheer will of force, and you're able to push the door open, and get shunted back to your place. But with the door open, Max and Ignis, you're able to creep in to Lady Smythee's chamber. And I imagine you just grab her face and tie her up, yeah? Or
is she technically unconscious? Do we have to knock her out
She's
to make
asleep.
sure that, I mean, mechanically, does that mean that she's unconscious? Does it mean if we hit her, it'll be a critical hit against her?
If you want to knock her out,
I want to make sure she doesn't wake up as we are carrying her down, even gagged.
I will say that you will not kill her by knocking her out right now. You can just kind of go a very precise thunk, and she'll go from snoring to silence and limp.
Great. That's what we'll do.
That was a lot easier.
Thanks for streamlining that.
There wasn't even a roll for that.
Sweet.
It's a well thought out plan. You had advantage on the whole encounter here, and there we go.
As we're tying her up, Max is going to real quick scan the room just for any chess tables that might contain or have potentially useful items or information.
I'll have you roll a perception check here. And it's dark, right? So you don't have dark vision.
It's dark, but there's like a little fireplace over there, so...
It's not lit.
The fireplace is not...
What,
it's
she could be cold
lit.
all night? All right.
Can I be tying her up while he's looking?
Check is 24.
Nice.
Okay.
He's got the perception. I've got the investigation. It's a good team.
There is a really nice owlbear feather fur right by the fireplace, and you're like, that's some good stuff. Like that's good pelch.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You wish. Yeah. It's
okay, never
ginormous.
mind.
It's
Dang
larger
it.
than you. So I mean, like you'd have to
Bundle
cut
it
it
up.
in half
Never
or
mind.
wear it on the
Did
way
he
out.
stutter? He said, I take it.
Did I? I said I'd take it. No.
There is a writing table, but no like letters on top written that you can tell. There is the armor I described to you previously to Ignis while she was in there. It is at the foot of her bed on like a mannequin. This armor, like it's been displayed near the foot of her bed. And there is a chest at the foot of the bed as well. As you go to open the chest,
Yeah, just making sure it's like if I can perceive any traps just like before, or alarms.
Yep. There's not a lot when it comes to money. But there is a lot of value in this chest. There are probably dozen or so very finely crafted women's clothing. Like, you would wear this to the fanciest dinner, the fanciest ball, if you were a woman of stature and status, which, hey, Lady Smythee is. Near to one side, though, you also see a couple of potion bottles. And there is what's called a far glass.
Like a spyglass?
It's like a spyglass, but
It's a far one.
It's called a far glass.
I will yoink those.
Okay. So go ahead and put 5 potions down.
Ooh.
And a far glass. You probably won't be able to carry the clothing.
I wasn't going
with
to
you.
yank that.
I wasn't gonna anyway.
I was going to anyway.
Yeah,
Out there to carry for me.
That's what I wanted then.
Yeah. Yeah, what?
Okay.
Excellent. Who's carrying Lady Smythee? Max?
What's your strength, Mickey?
My strength is 10, and I have a +3 to athletics.
I have a +4 to athletics. I guess I'm carrying her.
You pick her up, and Max, she is actually not a light woman.
Perfect.
She is a woman who has settled into her station and settled into her.
What do you mean by
situation.
that, Thomas? What do you specifically
what are
mean
you saying?
by
I
What are you
mean
saying,
that
Thomas?
Max is going to be struggling to carry this limp body down a 4 stories down rope, one-handed.
Would we say climbing? I'm imagining more of like a fireman's pole situation where the rope is giving just enough friction that it's not a free fall. Especially because it's only 70 feet. It's 70 feet up, and we only have 50 feet of rope. So
Oh boy.
at the end, there will be a drop off anyway.
So, Ignis, I imagine you tie the rope off to a sturdy. The table's pretty sturdy. You can kind of like wedge it to where at least the table won't fall out with your combined weight or individual weight as you fall. But Ignis, I imagine you want to try going first, yeah?
Ignis will go first. That way, she can be down there in case Smythee falls, and we don't want her to die on the rocks.
Good.
Max is on his own.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check then, Ignis.
17.
All right. Without issue, you're able to slide down as you requested and just... You get a little bit of rope burn, but you're like, it's all right.
Knew it was
It'll
coming.
heal. It'll heal. And then you hop down to the entrance here. There is nobody at the door currently, but you don't know how long that's going to last.
Yep.
Here comes
let's get out of here.
Reginald and Sir Oyster.
It's 11:15. We go back to the door, the main door.
And the reason we have these big windows up here is because
The single one window for Tidewater Rock. All right, Max. I need an athletics check with disadvantage from you.
Here we go. That is not great. 8.
So you get your feet kind of like tied up to where it'll slip through, you know, and Thomas IRL has never been great at climbing rope, but I've seen other people that have been great at climbing rope. So you wrap your feet around and get it to where you can start to slide down. But as you put all of your weight onto the rope and grab with your hand, it is very heavy, and you start to fall very quickly. And your hand is there are scales that are being peeled off as you are falling down.
like getting hooked. The scales get hooked on the rope twine.
Yeah,
and
it's
ripped off.
and you're trying to grip, you're trying to like do your legs, and you're like, "Ugh," and you just are not slowing down enough, and you're like kind of getting traction, but sure enough, you drop essentially. I'll say 30 feet, and you hit the ground.
I will use the Lady of the Rock's body as a shield.
No,
It's like three. What is that? 3d6.
Ignis is down there with
You are we're gonna hit you, so no. I'm
You're
Jason.
Jason
I'm
boarding
going down
it?
the stairwell. Jason board.
oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's 3d6 worth of damage. That's 14 points of damage.
To me or to her?
Damage. To both of you, if you're going to be landing
Surprise!
on top of Lady
A human
Smythee.
body isn't much of a cushion.
There's squid, there's we're 70% water.
We're 70%
bone
water.
and
That bone's not gonna last long like this.
And there is a loud and Ataraxia and Buster. It's about this time that you're talking about the berets here, the Barretts.
like, get your head together. Get in the game. Like the
that you
emotions of
see
a
this
sage
rope.
and the distractible mind of a child.
So yeah, we hear this thump, and I imagine both
You don't
of us.
only hear this stuff. You
see the cloud of-
the rope being thrown, and just
He doesn't see me though. I'm invisible still.
oh, that's
You just see a
we are
body.
invisible.
Never mind.
I forgot.
Well,
we're
I'm not
invisible.
now. I've been injured, but
Oh my goodness. Well, no, you don't lose the invisibility unless you attack or cast a spell.
Well,
Yeah.
wouldn't
We're still invisible.
wouldn't oh, and the whole shadow thing, the other version of the lieutenant, that wasn't considered a spell, right? So she maintained
No,
it.
No,
it's
it's
not.
not. Yep.
Wow.
So, Ataraxia, you're right. You just hear this thump and from 100 feet away.
Can we see him now on the ground, having taken damage?
It is obscured, but you know it came from there. And you see this rope hanging from an open window out of Tidewater Rock. And you're like,
That feels like
Okay,
us. That feels
okay.
like us.
you
That feels
hear
like our.
very
That feels
faint
like.
music in the distance. John Cena.
as you just land on this lady. Sorry, Ataraxia, what were you saying?
I can't see him. Anyway,
Yes. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Inspiration to Jacob and Ned. That was
He really just wanted to give it to
Dang
Ned,
it.
but he felt like he had to
Yeah,
give it to
he
Jake
did
too.
because he
no,
felt bad.
Jacob, he set me up for that one.
did.
That was a good. That was a good.
That was a
Alley-oop.
good alley-oop. That was great. That was an assist.
Oh man, thank you WWE.
First thing I want to do is see if they heard that. If like the guards that just
Well,
walked
hold
by.
up. We're going to go to Ataraxia
Oh,
first.
sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Ataraxia.
Yeah, I would like to see if Reginald and Royster heard that.
Good idea.
I just turned to Buster, and I feel like both of us are like just exactly on the same level here.
Go ahead and roll a perception check, both of you.
Oh, come on. That's a 16.
8. I'm nervous.
As usual.
You don't. They were out of your eyesight, and you don't hear them. So it's unclear if they heard the noise. But it was a lot louder than the normal ambiance around this tower.
I think it's. I look at Ataraxia. I go. I think we need to move.
Yeah, let's go get them. Let's go get them. Yes.
Sorry,
All right.
Captain.
I'll have both of you roll with stealth as you are walking towards this location.
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk.
Well, I got a 22.
You're going to.
I critically failed. I'm just gonna move.
Silvery barbs.
You're gonna silvery barbs me.
Is silvery barbs against an attack though, or
No,
is it
that
a
is
skill
absolutely
check as
not
well?
how silvery barbs works.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
can give him the inspiration that I just barely got for my John Cena joke.
Yes.
Sure, you can't see you.
I mean,
It's up to you.
I'm half interested in just rushing over there, but I think if you're willing to give it, if Ataraxia is wanting to somehow assist.
I'm the hype man. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Okay, reroll.
I will give it my best shot.
This is the John Cena roll.
It's not going to be great either way. It's an 8.
Better than a critical fail.
8 total and a 22. Sounds good.
Better than stepping on a cat's tail. And
So as Ataraxia, you walk, you hear Buster starting to make a little bit noise. You put your hand on his arm and you look over to him and you do the John Cena move in front of your eyes. And you're like, nobody see, like, don't let anybody see you. And then Buster, it kind of like reminds you, but it's a little bit louder than what you'd like. And you start making your way over there. Ignis and Max, Lady Smythee is awake, has been jolted open awake due to this massive pain, but you have gagged her and tied her up. She is alive.
That's good.
Surprisingly,
Welcome to Earth.
but
Oh my gosh.
seriously injured.
She's fine.
There's going to be a lot of bruising.
She's fine.
And
poor
you know.
baby getting bruised.
Nope. We're between Ignis and Max, let's just like, I'll grab her shoulders, you grab her feet,
She's
and we
literally
just haul
floating,
out of
tied
there.
up.
And Ignis she won't cast. She'll manifest another echo and have her echo stay with. The echo has about a 30-foot range, and so stay within that range in case she needs a distraction. In case anybody comes to hear it, Shadow Ignis will be there as a distraction. Hopefully they won't watch the floating body scattering across the moonlit. But the guards up above can't see us because the
specter.
The fog
clouds.
is
Just
They're in
gonna-
the fog clouds.
I was gonna
still.
ask, is my
Nobody's
fog?
70 feet
I would
above
check.
us. This, like 30 feet above us
It's
can't
true.
see us.
I can't fault that logic. The fog cloud still being there. Okay, so as Lady Smythee is just getting floated through the air, Ataraxia and Buster, you see this body just horizontal like a plank getting jostled towards your current location, towards you through the forest here. And you meet up in the halfway point, about 50 feet away, and you just assume this is Ignis and Max still invisible, especially because you see Ignis's fate shadow, is what I'll call it in this moment, nearby within 30 feet.
Okay, back to the barb. Back to the barb, guys. Quick, let's go.
It's at this time that as you're running up to the barb, stepping up behind the tool shed, Sir Royster with his great sword brandished towards you, and Sir Reginald with his long sword brandished towards you.
But I'm invisible.
Stand in front of you, and Sir Royster goes, "Halt!" and then takes a moment and goes, "What are you doing with my lady?"
You both seem really nice. I wish you didn't have to come to this.
Ignis, using her invisibility, will get underneath that sword and just uppercut the crap out of that guy.
Oh, we are initiating a combat, everybody.
100%.
Wait, we can talk about this, guys. Wait. No.
That is absolutely advantage on that attack right there.
Ooh, do I get an advantage on that? Because I'm
Yeah, because you're attacking
I'm
from
visible?
Literally doesn't see it coming.
yeah. There's no way he saw that
Mentor
coming.
and mentee and judge.
I guess it doesn't. I shouldn't be rolling for that. I'm rolling for initiative because we got to roll initiative.
We're
first.
rolling for initiative to see how it all shakes out here. How quick is he to react?
Honestly, if he goes first, it's almost better because he won't move toward the invisible people.
That's true.
As soon as that fisticuff meets his chin, you're gonna be plain to see. If this whole ordeal goes terribly southward, I would like to formally apologize to our listeners for how long we planned a failed mission.
It was not shaky.
That's
it was
just
solid.
D&D, man.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the process.
D&D.
This was the opposite of a shaky plan. This was a good plan.
I'm shocked we've gotten this far. Like our plan has gone pretty
I think we're
good
doing really
so
well.
far.
Yes, I feel good.
I just pile drived the leader of the rock. We're doing fine. John Cena.
John Cena. Just landing completely on this defenseless woman.
No matter what they tell you, doesn't really work, guys. Jason Bourne lied to me.
Jason Bourne lied to me.
Ataraxia, initiative.
9.
Buster.
17.
Ooh. Ignis.
22.
Let's go.
Ooh.
I know. That was a good roll for that.
Max.
22.
It's an initiative off. Who has the higher dex?
Mine's 16. I'm pretty sure yours is higher.
Mine is 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The invisible people are first. Who would have guessed? This is the order. Max. Ignis. Sir Royster.
Sir Royster.
Reginald. Buster.
I like this order. I like this order so much.
And Ataraxia.
Yeah.
Like, our two people that we want to be in the front of combat will become visible before the enemies act.
Before you get attacked.
I'm into it. This
All
is
right. Maximilian.
Yeah. How old is Reginald again? Like you said,
Reginald's like early 20s.
but the more experienced looking one is definitely Sir
Royster is
Royster.
absolutely
He's roided
the
out.
more distinguished and more experienced. His handlebar mustache is twitching in the moonlight as he has his gleaming great sword before him.
All right, bonus action, Slayer's Prey on Sir Royster.
Your invisibility drops
does
the
not.
moment you cast it.
It's not a
It's
casting
not a spell. You're right. I apologize. You good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's so many rules, guys.
Okay, and then I will shoot him with my crossbow.
As you put down Lady Smythee, he goes, "What are you doing with my lady?" And then you hear this, and then
Surprise.
For thematic purposes, could Ataraxia have pointed a finger gun at him?
Gosh. Okay.
go ahead and roll an attack
With
sir.
advantage, because I'm invisible.
I will do it with advantage because you're invisible. Yep.
Okay, that is going to be a non-natural 20.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Here we go. Oh, and I get a +6 because I have Slayer's Prayed him. Yep, okay. Sorry. That is going to be... Oh, those were low rolls. 6 damage.
Okay.
And then my extra
This
attack.
bolt goes right into him. Yep.
But this one's not advantage because now I'm visible.
Nope. Because you are visible, and he goes, "Oh, fiends!"
This one is a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay.
You will not take my lady.
And he is favored. I'm going to mark him as favored foe, so I actually get to add a d4 every time I hit him. So I'll add a d4 to that. So that first hit, adding a d4, that's another 3. And now for this extra attack, the damage for this one is going to be that's going to be 14 damage.
Whoa! Sir Royster. Oh! Enemies! Enemies taking Tidewater Rock, taking the lady! That's a lot of damage, sir, but he is still up. And I believe that's it, yes?
At the end of my turn, I'll just monitor her. Just to, if she starts to try and escape, then I can be right there, possibly. So I'm going to stand over her still and monitor her, just like keeping an eye directly on her to make sure that I am witnessing what she's trying to do.
Great, sounds good. Ignis, we go to you.
All right, Ignis, as she darted forward to attack, out of nowhere, these two bolts come streaking past her and hit Sir Reginald. So instead of sitting Sir Reginald, she's going to...
Sir Royster.
Excuse me, Sir Royster.
Yeah, Reginald's not a sir yet.
Sorry. I'm going to attack Reginald, and I just put him in as a sir. I just knighted him in the moment.
That's how you attack him?
So Ignis will...
Unite him with your knuckles.
Welcome to
Beautiful.
knighthood.
Welcome to knighthood.
It's just such like an 80s thing. Welcome to knighthood. Your first order, death.
And we'll just attempt to fully knock him out.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Because I have attack, extra attack, action surge, which is 2 additional attacks, which is 4 attacks, and I still have my echo, which also has an attack.
Holy
So that's
crap.
just we're just
Mama
gonna
said
do
knock you out.
5. Yeah, I'm gonna try. It's all 1 uppercut, and that all the 5 attacks are the damage for it. Yeah. Okay. Invisibility, I get advantage on just the first attack or the full
Just the first.
attack action, which is the first 2 attacks.
Just the first
Just
attack.
the first attack? Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Oh, what am I even adding to this? Okay.
Death.
9, 6, 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
That is a miss.
Great.
To Reginald?
Natural 20.
Let's go.
Okay, yep. Reaction. That is going in the epic poem.
Yep.
That's true.
Immediate natural 1.
Okay.
The full gambit.
So I got those 2.
Perfectly
That's
balanced.
a 17.
17 is a hit.
And the last one is a 22.
That's a hit. So 3 hits.
So
It's 1 critical.
And one of four
technically 1 was an addition. Yeah.
Technically was a natural 20 there. So yeah, 4 damage rolls.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
But 1 is just doubled. You don't roll it 4 times, right?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay. Ooh. So that first one, that'll be
Double.
that.
Oh, you do roll double the
Double that.
dice, I thought. You don't just double the
Are we
roll.
rolling or we're doubling it?
You can,
I guess it's if you guys do it.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice. Cool. I'll take the double on that one.
I typically roll, but some people don't like that.
That is 26 points of bludgeoning damage to that uppercut to Reginald.
his jaw flies off.
That's insane.
Reginald gets smacked. You hear this. His headlight gets turned up, and then as you just are stationary, he looks down and sort of like knocks his head back and forth and goes, "All right then."
All right, then, Reginald.
Ignis, that's your turn. Yes.
That's the end of my turn.
Great.
I'm just gonna stand there right in front of him, and she's just gonna dance on the balls of her feet, seeing him like crack his neck. She'll also crack as well, and just hold up her fists, ready for whatever. He seems like he's ready to fight, so let's fight.
So Royster, he actually pulls out a flask, and he's gonna shake it. No, he's not gonna do that. The lady's there, and that's too close. He can't do that. He's got to go for the lady and protect her at all.
Some kind of splash attack.
Yeah, and he's going to jump back to the lady, or forward to the lady. So he's essentially advancing on Max. Yeah, that's what he's going to be doing. I didn't think we would need a map, but I think we do now at this point.
Oh,
I'm the
I'm
map.
cool with whatever.
Just because, is he passing by Ignis? Where's Buster and
opportunities
Ataraxia
and all
in
that.
relation to
How close
Lady
is our
Smythee?
boat?
yeah,
Where
because he's
the-
gonna run, right? He's probably gonna run.
Buster and Ataraxia, were you flanking essentially the lady, Sir Lady, or were you I kind of imagined you clumped off to the side because you didn't know where the invisible people were, but just tell me where you would like to be placed.
That works for me.
Yeah, same.
Great, okay, sounds good. So Royster, he is not going to do what he's going to do because he's concerned about the lady. So he's going to be running up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's going to try to do essentially a push attack and get Max away from his lady here. So he is going to be doing a shove attack to move you 5 feet. So he rolled horribly. He only rolled a 2 on the die. So that's definitely not enough. But he does have multi-attack, so he's going to try one more time to get you away from her directly, as he's got 2 of your arrows sticking out of his armor. This time, however, still not great. He only got a 15 to shove.
That does not succeed.
Yeah, so So he like pushes you, and you like stand, you dig in your heels, and he pushes you again. He goes, "Release my lady! Go!
Go away!"
He's just shoving me.
But he is gonna take a minute, and he is gonna second wind, and that is gonna be his turn though. And we now jump to
Reggie.
just Reginald. Just Reginald. And Reginald, he is going to look at you, Ignis, and go, I think I'm ready for a fight. And he bites his lip till he starts bleeding.
He's a barbarian.
And he just goes and he has his long sword, and he twists it, and 2 blades come out of the top of his longsword at the end into like this axe. And he's like, and he's just gonna wail on you with reckless attack.
He's holding the sheathed blade, or the blade as a handle.
He's not holding the blade like the sharp end of the blade. He's still holding the hilt.
He just had an axe sword.
It's just an axe sword, you know, kind of like a gun sword.
So what's a barbarian without an axe?
Swax.
Okay, so he's gonna do a reckless attack against you. That is that's a big one. That's going to be a 23.
That hits.
And then the second one is going to be a 22.
That also hits.
All right, 2d12 damage. That's going to be 20 points of slashing damage. But all attacks against Reginald now are with advantage because he attacked recklessly. So that is him. We now go to Buster.
Okay. How far is our boat?
You are not quite to the cliffside yet, but...
And we picked up the boat, didn't we?
Yeah, we have the boat.
Yeah, the boat is in Ataraxia's
we just got to
pocket.
get to the cliffside. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to jump the 30 feet down and then get into the water.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think these guys are a problem, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to get 10 feet away from Sir Reginald so that I'm directly in line.
Not Sir Reginald, Sir Royster?
Nope. Sir Reginald. To the east,
okay.
to more moving inland. I'm moving inland so that I'm 10 feet directly to the, with our map that we're looking at, to the east of Sir Reginald, so that I'm directly in line with him, Ignis, and Reggie. Sir Royster, sorry. I meant the Sir guy. Like the.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Dude.
you go behind Max. And just a little bit to the west to where Sir Royster, Reginald, and Ignis are all in a straight line.
Yes, and you can see why all of the characters that I've played in any campaign have to have a terrible trouble with names, because Josh has trouble with names. And I'm going to spread my feet, take a deep breath. I breathe my breath out, breathe the breath in, and say, advance, rescind in gusts of wind. And with my staff in hand, shove forward a gust of wind. Ignis and the 2 enemies will all have to roll a DC 14. Let me just verify here. DC 14, I believe it's a strength saving throw, yep. And if they fail, they move back 15 feet away from me.
We've seen you use this before.
Mm-hmm. Many times.
Many times. Sorry, what's my question? My question is, if you succeed the check, you don't move, right?
Correct.
Can Ignis stand her ground in the wind if Reginald doesn't move, choose to fail, and take him with her over the cliff edge?
It's so quick that you would have to make the choice. Well, here's the thing. It's actually at the start of your turn you have to make this check.
Oh.
Is what the spell says.
Well, is it at the start of the turn?
Each creature right now,
that
right?
starts its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away. Any creature in the line, so it just I create the wind and then end your turn.
Oh, got it. There you go. Okay, so
thematically,
it's
like It's like building and building and building until it gets so drastic that it's going to be pushing you further. So,
just for mechanics, though, on Ignis's turn, would you allow that to choose to fail and use her body or her arms to grab?
And you know
the guy?
what? You know what? Can I adjust this? I would like I'd like everybody except for Ataraxia to have to make this check. I'm gonna push all of them because it's 10 feet wide. So I'm just gonna make it so that the lady on the ground, the two guys, and both my allies who I know have flight capability, and I trust her very
anymore.
capable. I don't know the details.
Right
We did. I said I could do it once a
We
day.
haven't stopped to discuss the limitations. Buster,
It's all good.
all right.
It's all good. It's fun. Let's go.
here for
I don't know.
This
I feel
is
like
good.
I'm
I
here
feel
for
like
it. I'm here
Buster's relationship with Max makes him feel really okay about this. And I think if I push the lady into the water, they'll both run toward the water, and that's the direction we all want to go anyway. So
Sure. Yeah,
this
yeah,
feels
yeah.
like a
Cool,
net
cool.
win.
I love
Yeah.
it. I'm here
All
for
right.
it.
Sounds good. Excellent. Anything else on your turn, Buster?
I mean, that's it, man. I'm just
All right.
blowing wind over here.
We're going to end this episode with Ataraxia's turn.
Yeah, dang, wild stuff happening. Man, now that this gust of wind is in play, I feel like I'll just vicious mockery so I'm going to start running towards the cliff first and foremost because I've got the boat. I'm going to start getting the boat ready. So I'm going to run directly towards the place where we had the rope tied off so I can begin my descent. And as I'm running along, I look at Reginald and I say, your voice is too squeaky for your muscles. It's a bad combination. It doesn't look good. And I'm just going to cast Vicious Mockery on him.
All right. Do you have to roll for that one?
No, he, in fact, needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh,
Hits the
he's
mind.
Not that wise. This is a 5.
He fails. Okay, so that's going to be 2d4 psychic damage, and then disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes before the end of his next turn. So
All right.
that is 2 psychic damage on 2d4.
Oh no.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. That is the damage done on his turn, and he has disadvantage on his next attack. All right.
Yep.
Ataraxia, anything else on your turn?
Yeah, so Actually, how high is the cliff again?
30 feet.
Bonus action Misty Step down to the bottom of the cliff.
Sounds good. You are at the water's edge, basically.
All right. And does it take an action to activate the folding boat?
I believe it does, yes.
Okay.
I believe rules as written says you can take an action. As we end this round, Ataraxia getting ready to just jet out of there, getting the bow out of his pocket. The wind picking up as Buster is pushing everybody towards their goal off the cliff. That is where we're going to end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, it should be noted that gust of wind is concentration.
It is, so the fog has dissipated.
Yes.
Ooh.
Man, here I was thinking that it would just be so chill for us outside of the tower, that nothing bad would happen, that we just had to have a heart-to-heart until eventually Max and Ignis were done with their stuff.
Nope.
How foolish of
You
me.
just got lectured like
How
a
foolish.
13-year-old.
So Royster rolled a 9.
Ah.
So Royster rolled a 9 on his perception to view you two hiding in the bushes, and so he doubled back afterwards. We will see what happens and how this battle finishes on the next episode of I Cast Fireball. Everybody, thanks for playing, of course. Ned, Jacob, Mickey, Josh. Listeners, thank you so much for listening. We love you joining us every week. We're going to give a shout out to some of our listeners right now because we love so much on our Discord, we have our spoiler zone channel, and we have 3 individuals who have been just doing the good work and basically giving live reactions to the episodes as they listen to them.
It's the best.
It's my favorite. I love it so much.
That's definitely not Batman 72, Actual Vampire, and Captain Blue Nova, who gave us all of those icebreaker questions as well. They are just giving their time-stamped reactions, but also conspiracy theories as well.
The conspiracy theory is one of my favorite corners of our Discord right now. I love reading their conspiracy theories.
And they change every week. After the Deck of Many Things, they had one, and then the next episode, they're like, okay, half of those are wrong, but hear me out. And they just keep going forward. They just keep going, and it's amazing. We're able to throw keys. I think one of the biggest things was talking about Ataraxia's curse of bliss, just not being able to feel certain things if things do go a certain way. So if you want to read some of these conversations, you can join our Patreon exclusive Discord channel by going to patreon.com/ICASTFireball20 and joining our $5 a month tier. And then you get access to all of the backlog, all of the history, all of the conspiracy theories, all of the fun memes that we send each other as well. And
a bunch of additional content, like all the
oh my gosh, that's true.
the improv games that we've played. Yeah.
All of our warm-ups that we do. Our one-worded stories, they're treasures. I'll tell you that. Speaking of shout-outs, though, we want to shout out, of course, Improv Tabletop, where Ned, he takes a spin at... No, I shouldn't say spin, because he's much more versed at sitting in the GM/keeper seat, DM seat. They've got amazing stuff over there. They have a Patreon as well, where they're doing a secondary campaign called Miceborn, which is a continuation of one of their Fate Accelerated. They're using that with a different TTRPG, Mouse Ritter, I believe it's called, right?
That's the one.
Oh, it's a ton of fun. Go give them a check. Go check them out. Go listen. Don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have had
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon,
Maximus Shuns,
Ataraxia Kalian,
and Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.